Today we leave Koh Samui. This morning, Today we leave Koh Samui. It's time. It's time. Last night I had dinner and said goodbye to all of my friends, and this morning I dropped off Miss P at the airport, and it's been really sad. Oh, Jesus. Okay, snap out of it. Samui's been amazing, and I've made some friends for life, and I'm gonna miss it a lot, but it's time to get on the road. It's time to get on the road. It's time to restart next level adventures. There's a lot ahead of us and a lot of unknowns, and I'm a little bit worried, a little bit scared, but I'm also really, really happy to get back on the road, and things are gonna be fine. I just need to get moving. I need to get on Dreamy and get back into the thick of it. So join me on the boat, join me on the ride north. I'll explain more on the ferry. I'm gonna finish packing up and we're gonna get on the ferry. Breathe. Okay, enjoy the video. Oh, I'm such a mixed bag of emotions, guys, because this is so final. This really feels like a one-way ride, if you know what I mean. I'll explain more in a second. Let me figure out where to park this thing. Oh, wow. Yeah, because by the way, I'm the first person on the boat, basically. A couple other staff. Anyway, to get on to Koh Samui, you need to have a vaccine. I believe you need to be vaccinated and, take a bunch of PCR tests. And so I'm not vaccinated. So once I get back to the mainland, I won't be able to panic and say, no, this is the wrong decision. Let's go back. This is a final thing. I won't be able to come back to Samui probably until I do get vaccinated, which, if you watch the last video, was the reason why I'm leaving. One of the reasons why I'm leaving is it's nearly my time to get a vaccine, but I'm registered in Chiang Mai, which is 1,300 kilometers north. So obviously not a day's ride, not 2 days ride, not even 3 or 4 days ride on Dreamy. We simply just, 250 kilometers at a time. So we're gonna go to the mainland, and then we're going to head north, and I'm going to aim for Chumphon, the northern part of Chumphon province. I want to take you to what I think is actually, and I'm not bullshitting you, one of the best restaurants in Thailand. It's amazing, so look forward to that. And then we'll wake up probably early tomorrow morning, and if the weather's good, we'll just ride all day, and we'll see how far we can get. At the end of this video, you'll know, and I'll know how far we made it, hopefully. As far as Kanchanaburi by the end of tomorrow. If I'm in Kanchanaburi or further come Sunday, I will be very happy. Yummy!
As we dance.
Okay, we made it. We're here at Don Sak in Suratani, back on the mainland. And listen, there's nothing going to be super exciting happening right now. I've got 4 or 5 hours of driving ahead of me through Suratani and into Chumphon province. And I'm kind of I've only got about 5 or 6 hours of light, so I don't have much time to mess about. So if you don't mind, I'm not going to be flying my drone. I'm not going to be documenting the whole drive. I'm just going to be trying to get there today. But don't worry, the amazing the amazing restaurant, my favorite restaurant in Thailand, is awaiting us after this mammoth drive. Only 235 kilometers, but on Dreamy, that's that's a long time. See you in Chumphon. Come cab. Yes, it was amazing to be back on the mainland, back in the provinces. But they didn't give me the best welcome because immediately after getting off the ferry, in the distance, were these big black rain clouds that were blowing this way. And obviously, I pulled over and just watched the carnage unfold. This time of year, they have very local rain clouds, so you'll be stuck in the rain for only 5-10 minutes and it blows past, but not the best situation when you're trying to cover 300-400 kilometers in a day. But since they pass very quickly, you can just wait them out in a bus shelter or something, keep going, and then when the next one comes, you just pull over into the nearest shelter you can find, wait another 10-15 minutes, and then just keep plodding along. Bollocks. That was a slog. My ash cheeks have died. I was like praying for those, when you get to those red lights on the highways in Thailand, it's just so you can stand up, squinch and flex your butt cheeks. That was 5.5 hours solid driving, and Dreamy was an absolute star. However, I've gotten to Seoul and it's shut. And I just bumped into a member of staff and they said that they've been shut for 3 weeks and they're going to stay closed for another couple of weeks. Which is a shame that I don't get to show you this, because the last time I was here, as you can see, I parked Dreamy in front of the sign here, and I had an incredible dinner with my friends, my Thai friends, my Thai family I call them, and I really wanted to showcase to you this because it's a 100-year-old fishing house, 100 years old, made of wood, and they converted it into a art gallery with an amazing restaurant, and it goes out onto the sand, and it's just incredible. So that's a shame. I hope this isn't a sign of things to come, but we'll come back here soon on the way down to Phuket, because once we finish all the provinces, I've got this plan that once we finish everything and we finish in Bangkok, and then everyone says, yeah, but what about Phuket? What about Phuket? You didn't go to Phuket. That's a province. You didn't go there. We'll all drive together, you and me. All right, I'll make a big trip and we'll go from Bangkok to Phuket, and we'll take a week or more, and we'll do a big road trip, and we'll stop here and we'll have dinner here. I promise it'll be part of the trip. Good morning, and me and Dreamy actually are relatively well rested. Had an early night. Actually, I set my alarm for 5 o'clock this morning, but it was raining cats and dogs. Still spitting a little bit. we're gonna get straight on the road. And I was realizing yesterday, I don't really have a set plan, and I don't like just driving without a plan. So let me just try and make a plan. Yeah, I don't know how long you've been following along with the trip, but these next level t-shirts, the ones with the map on the back, they're available in the description. Good way to support the channel. Anyway, I don't know how long you've been following along. Since March, when we went down to the south, the deep south, and all the way up to as far as Ratchaburi. Actually, I've just realised I haven't coloured in Samut Songkram. Sorry, Samut Songkram, I did forget to colour you in. Tiny little province, and when we went there, we actually only had the floating market and then a little snoop around, and then we drove to Kanchanaburi, which is this huge big one here, and I didn't colour it in because even though I spent a week there, I actually didn't film anything, and I just wrote the ebook for the southern part of Thailand. I did explore like a little bit of the town, and I went to the bridge over the River Kwai every evening for a run, but I didn't document it. So the issue is I want to try and get to Chiang Mai, obviously, to get my vaccine. I don't want to rush up there, you know. I haven't had the email or the text message yet anyway. And if you look, there's so many provinces in between, you know, where we had been and where we want to go, that I'm just trying to think what to do, because Kanchanaburi and the ones next to Kanchanaburi to the right are dark red provinces. Dark red meaning, you know, most restricted, most cases of COVID right now. And so it's not the best place to be like walking around exploring without a vaccine. Having said that, I've said this before on this channel, the way I travel on Dreamy, and you know, like look at yesterday, I go on a ferry, I drive on Dreamy all day, I get to a restaurant, I eat some food alone, I come to a guest house, I sleep alone. It's kind of solitudal, it's very socially distancing, so it's not really that dangerous. And you know, when you see those maps of Thailand, dark red and orange, whatever, you know, that is so not the case. Obviously, when I'm driving up the coast, it's not dark red, it's bright green, it's beautifully blue, and white sandy beaches and just incredible scenery. You know, the red and the dark red is such a like tactic to put fear in us, I think. But you know, having said that, it's also important to let people know where the most COVID infections are. So I get it, but I look at those provinces that are dark red and I think I might try and get past them. The only problem is we've got to go through all of Pratchapakirikan, Phetchaburi, Ratchaburi and Kanchanaburi, and the one next to Kanchanaburi, I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called, to get to the first one, this little circular one here. That's called Chai Nat, and that is a red zone, not dark red. So we'll try and aim for that today. So the plan is north until our arse just dies on us and Dreamy just can't hack it. By the way, I want to say Dreamy nailed it yesterday. She was going 100 kilometers an hour the whole day on the highway. The highway was really quiet. So with a full day's drive, who knows how far we go. Anyway, let's get on the road. Say, every time I get on Dreamy and I hit the roads and Thailand just unfolds in front of me, I just get in the zone. I just feel, honestly, the happiest I've ever felt. Just watching Thailand drift past you on Dreamy is just, it's incredible. You know, you just see the nature, the animals, people, the monks walking on the side of the highway in the rain, plodding along, collecting their alms, and you just become at peace and daydream. And so I just really use this time to detach from Samui and give myself a little bit of a mental reset. I also stopped and pulled over and got some new gloves because I've lost mine, so that's good. And I just, to be honest, I put my head down and I got in the zone. I listened to a podcast and I spent a lot of time just thinking things over, planning things, and just, you know, just sorting stuff out of my head. Anyway, you're never gonna believe, but we'll pick this up 10 hours later, and guess where we ended up? Lots of love. I've got lots of love for Dreamy right now. We just broke a personal record. We just drove 604 kilometers from Tungwa Lane Beach in Chumphon to some random place in the province of Chiang Nhat. We made it all the way to Chiang Nhat before dark. I mean, the sun is setting behind here. It looks amazing. And this little province, this tiny little thing in the middle of central Thailand, driving in, it looks really interesting. So we'll explore this in the next video. So stay tuned for a really fun adventure tomorrow, or in the next video. But for me, I'll film that tomorrow after some rest. That was long. So after it's like 5:30 and we left at 7. So full day, like 10-hour drive, right? And I didn't stop other than to refuel 10 times, eat food about 4 times, and drink lots of water. And it didn't rain too much. It rained mostly in the morning. And Dreamy just absolutely dealt with it. We went 100 kilometers the entire way, just on the highway. Not much traffic, not much drama, just open roads and some music in my ears and some incredible scenery. And I just can't believe how far we made it. I got to Kanchanaburi and I was like, let's keep going. And then I was in Suphanburi and I was like, let's keep going. And so we've gone through all of the dark red provinces. The province Chiang Nhat is just red at the moment. So things should be relatively safe. Again, I'm just staying here. I'm staying in this little blue house behind me by myself. And I'm going to have a well-deserved beer and watch the football because Manchester United are playing Newcastle, and I'm a Geordie. I'm a Newcastle fan, and they just signed Ronaldo, and I think he's going to score like 1,000 goals against us tonight. So I'm going to give Dreamy a well-deserved break, unpack a little bit, rest up a lot, and tomorrow and in the next video we'll explore Chiang Nhat. And it looks beautiful. I'll leave you with a drone shot. It looks beautiful. Tomorrow's video, or the next video I should say, is going to be really nice, I think. Well done, baby. 600 kilometers in one day. A bit of a mixed emotion video. Obviously I was emotional leaving Samui and saying goodbye to my friends and Miss P. And it was kind of an end of an era. And it was a bit of a scary situation to be in, to be leaving something so perfect behind and jumping back into the unknown. And you know, to be honest, in the morning and yesterday, I was still kind of, my heart wasn't in the trip with Dreamy. I was still kind of in Samui mentally, but I had a long drive to detach and reset, and I'm so excited to be back on the road. I've just noticed a really cool spider. Hello, how are you doing? See you in the next video, and enjoy Chiang Nhat in the next one. I'm tired. Bye. I don't know what this is. Let's do this one.